Hello and welcome to Cargo Shots from the Trade Times. Here's our pick of the best news shots that made the headlines this week.
Before we dive in, let's look at a quote. Njaal van der Wouw, Chief Air Freight Officer at Xenata, said March was a step back from the trend witnessed last year and earlier this year for the overall air cargo market. So why was March a step back? We'll get into that after a quick look at the headlines. Maersk Air Cargo is set to kickstart its operations by the second half of 2022. The announcement came on Friday, with Maersk choosing Denmark's second largest airport in Billund as its air freight hub. Maersk Air Cargo will be the company's main air freight offering. It is the result of the existing in-house aircraft operator Star Air, which has transferred activities into Maersk Air Cargo. The firm will progressively deploy and operate a controlled capacity of 5 aircraft. Maersk's ambition is to have approximately one-third of its annual air tonnage carried within its own controlled freight network. A DHL aircraft bound for Guatemala made an emergency landing shortly after taking off, only to skid right off the runway, break into two and catch fire. The incident occurred at Costa Rica's Juan Santa Maria Airport on Thursday. The pilot had requested an emergency landing as he encountered a failure in the aircraft's hydraulic system. A team of firefighters managed to control the fire and the crew largely remained unhurt. Amerijet and Titan Aviation Investments announced a partnership for the dry lease of the B757 aircraft. Under the partnership announced this week, Titan Aircraft Investments has placed 3 Boeing 757-200 SF converted freighters on long-term dry leases with Amerijet to support its network in Central America and the Caribbean. The 3 aircraft will be managed by Titan Aviation Holdings, a subsidiary of the Atlas Air Worldwide Holdings. The deal aligns with Titan's long-term expansion plans. According to recently released IATA figures, global air cargo growth continues upward in February, registering a 2.9% spike year-on-year. IATA released data for global air cargo markets showing that the demand had increased in February, despite a challenging operating backdrop. The IATA report stated that several factors benefited air cargo in February compared to January this year. The report further disclosed that though the capacity was 12.5% above February 2021, it is still 5.6% below February 2019 levels. Capacity was positively influenced by the general and progressive relaxation of COVID-19 travel restrictions, reduced flight cancellations due to Omicron-related factors outside of Asia, and fewer winter weather operational disruptions. Emirates Sky Cargo has reported that it has carried out over 1 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccine deliveries in the last 18 months. This translates to more than 4,200 tons of vaccines that have been moved to over 80 destinations on more than 2,000 Emirates Sky Cargo flights. The figures include the very first shipment of vaccines trialed in October 2020. An official statement said that close to 2/3 of the 1 billion doses were transported to developing countries. Now let's take a look at some of the big appointments in the air cargo space. Mahesh Malik will helm Indigo's cargo as its new Chief Commercial Officer. Another new appointee on the block is Kirsten De Bruin, who joins WestJet as its Executive VP Cargo. Malik will take over his new position on May 15 this year. The appointment aligns with Indigo's plans to induct freighters into its fleet this year, and Malik's appointment is set to aid this growth. De Bruin is all set to join WestJet's executive leadership team later this month. Formerly the Senior VP of Cargo Sales and Network Planning at Qatar Airways, De Bruin brings with her a large portfolio of air cargo experience and over 15 years with the airline industry. So what made March a step back according to Njaal van der Wouw? De Wouw made the statement in the TIACA summary on the general air cargo market for March 2022, which draws on Clarivata's analysis. He says that the load factors are lower this year than they were last year, but prices are higher. He added that currently the air freight and ocean freight markets are in general a mess, with shippers and consumers having to pay the price. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. This is your host, Manjula Nair, signing off and wishing you a great weekend ahead.
For the latest news on air freight, visit our website. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Give our YouTube channel a visit and subscribe to access our past webinars and virtual conferences and access exclusive one-on-one interviews with global logistics leaders. Thank you for tuning in to Cargo Shots by the StatTrade Times. See you next week with a fresh roundup of cargo news makers.